What's up? Brandon Lilly here. Going to be reviewing my squats from the night. What you're going to see here is 600 and 700 pounds walked out with no knee wraps. I'm going to play them in full speed for you so you can get an idea of what they looked like, and then I'm going to break them down with coach's eye. Like I said, this is 600 pounds. It's moved pretty well for me. Pretty easy squat, not too bad. The 700 threw me a little bit. I've never been over 650 without knee wraps, so this was kind of a new experience for me, something that I want to be doing more of in the future. Just because I like to challenge myself, I like to see where I stack up against others, and obviously I've got a long way to go without knee wraps. So first of all, this is my setup on the 600. I'm going to pause it here and look at myself. As far as I'm concerned with everything, you'll notice I brought my hands in just a little bit because usually on my warm-up sets I'm against the collars. Still working on the mobility of my shoulders, trying to bring my hands inward towards my actual shoulder, my delt. And what this allows me to do is to push my elbows under. I know it doesn't look like they're under very much, but for me this is a huge improvement compared to where I started from. I am pitched just a little bit forward. You can't tell too much, but you can look at my head position and you can see that it's kind of buried downward. And I think this is something that I've reverted to, as the weights get heavier. Especially for this training cycle, I'm just starting to go back heavy again. So we're going to watch what happens here. Take all this away, get set up, slow everything down. My first movement, take a big air, starting to go down. You can see I'm pushing back with my ass pretty hard. Knees are staying out. I do like to see that, which is good. And then I'm going to continue down. You'll see the depth right here looks, well, that's a terrible line, but depth looks pretty good right here. Pretty pleased with that. But as you can see, this is something I've been working on, and did a pretty good job on this set. My back's pretty much up and down. Again, my head position's a little bit forward, but overall not too concerned with that. Come up out of the hole pretty good. Now on the 700, this is kind of uncharted territory for me without knee wraps. As you can see, with starting position, again, got a spotter here. My elbow position is pretty good. Again, I brought my hands in just a little bit more, not too much, maybe a finger width or so. But you can see my elbows are still kind of back a little bit. I'd like to see those rotated forward. And you can see I've got just a little bit of a hunch right there, which I don't like. I've got to bring my head back into position. But otherwise, I'm pretty good with my starting position. But what happened is, by having my head forward in the beginning, as I've stated to others, by going into the hole with that position, that's where my head's going to stay, and it's only going to get worse. So as I move forward through the lift, you're going to see I come down relatively quickly because I'm trying to learn. After adjusting from the gear to raw, a lot of guys like to dive bomb, so I'm trying to work on my descent speed. Right here you can see I'm actually pretty good with the depth there. That's another terrible line. I'm sorry, I suck at that, but just for a reference point. But right here, what I don't like is this curvature right here. You can see that I'm starting to pitch forward a little bit. My elbows start to kick back. I knew that the weight doesn't feel bad on my back, but my positioning, I was so far forward on my toes, still trying to feel out the Olympic shoes. I do like the way that they allow me to pop up out of the hole, but on this heavy set, I rushed some things. I didn't take my time in setting up like I should have, and I paid for it on the reversal, as you're going to see right here. So you can see the first movement that I make is actually up and forward with my head. I start to go up, started around a little bit, and I got through the lift. This is very similar to my second lift in California, kind of that arch back, elbows back positioning. Knees probably came in a little bit more than I would like, but you got to take it for what it is. I'm pretty okay with the set. I mean, I set up with it relatively quickly, just not happy with the way the set finished because I wanted it to be a lot cleaner than that. But I will improve on it. I'm going to keep pushing. I do think that there's a lot more in me, just from the leg strength. Just have to get my upper back in line and in tune with what my lower body's doing, and that's going to come with getting more and more weight on my back. So overall, a pretty positive night. Really excited about it with the walkout, no knee wraps. Like I said, just challenging myself, trying to make myself a better, stronger person and lifter all the way around. Thank you.